Achelois, or she who washes away pain, isn't your typical moon goddess. While many ancient Greek deities were associated with grandeur and power, Achelois had a quieter, healing presence. She symbolized the moon's soothing light, believed by the Greeks to bring relief and solace. Many sought her guidance in times of distress, praying for her calming influence to ease their troubles. Though not as widely recognized as Artemis or Selene, Achelois played a vital role in everyday life. This minor goddess was revered in her own right, embodying the moon's gentle, comforting aspects, showing that sometimes the less prominent figures hold profound significance. Imagine gazing up at a clear blue sky, free of clouds and the smog of modern cities. That dazzling expanse, which the ancient Greeks poetically described as blue ether, belongs to Aether, the primordial god of light in the heavens. Unlike his more famous kin, Aether didn't engage in dramatic escapades or vengeful squabbles. Instead, his domain was the serene, ever-present light that suffused the world above. Aether's existence was quite literally illuminating. As the very air we breathe and the pure light that blankets the sky, he bridged the gap between the terrestrial realm and the divine dome above. His role was essential, filling the space between the transparent mists on the ground and the solid starry dome of the heavens. Essentially, he was the divine glue holding the celestial scenery together. So the next time you're basking in the daylight or marveling at the vast, unending sky, give a little nod to Aether. This lesser-known yet incredibly fundamental deity is the reason you have that beautiful canvas to look at, day in and day out. Who knew such a vital god could be so low-key? Alectrona, also known as Alectrona, was the goddess of the sun and the morning. Imagine having the job of waking up the entire ancient Greek world every day. No pressure, right? Her name might not roll off the tongue as easily as Apollo or Artemis, but hey, where would Apollo be without a little help breaking that dawn? Every morning, Alectrona was believed to call out to mortals, gently rousing them from their dreams and sleep-induced drooling. Think of her as the alarm clock of ancient Greece, but without the annoying beeping sound. Her presence was subtle yet indispensable, connecting the night to the day. She embodied those initial golden rays that filter through your curtains, nudging you awake, unless you're a heavy sleeper, in which case it might take a couple more nudges. So tomorrow, when those first rays of light peek in and you're battling with the snooze button, think of Alectrona. Perhaps give her a silent thank you for not only being the unassuming break of dawn, but also for getting the ancient world up and running, one sunbeam at a time. Ever met someone who could lie as smoothly as butter melts on a hot pancake? Well, meet Apate, the goddess who basically wrote the job description for deceit. With a mother like Nyx, the personification of night, it's no wonder Apate delved in the shadowy aspects of human behavior. She was an ancient Greek embodiment of trickery, deception, and every little fib that slipped past our lips. Picture her as the ultimate poker face, only she didn't need cards to win a game of life. Apate's ability to spread deceit was legendary, but don't mistake her for just another mischievous deity. She had a talent for sowing discord and pulling the wool over the eyes of gods and mortals alike. If you've ever found yourself questioning reality or second-guessing someone's intentions, you've brushed up against Apate's handiwork. Those days when nothing seems quite right and you're convinced someone's pulling a fast one, that's her playground. While some deities flaunted their power with lightning bolts or sun chariots, Apate wielded subtler, more insidious tools. She was the whisper of doubt, the shadow of suspicion, the magic trick where the hand was quicker than the eye. She embodies the complex, darker side of human behavior, reminding us that deceit often lurks just beneath the surface of our actions. So, the next time you find yourself navigating a web of lies or just trying to figure out who ate the last cookie and no one's fessing up, remember Apate. This subtle yet powerful goddess adds a layer of intrigue and complexity to the divine drama of Greek mythology, showing us that sometimes The most interesting stories are woven in the shadows. Think of Aristaeus as the original homesteader, the divine jack of all trades who made your local farmer's market possible long before it was cool. This god had his hand in everything from beekeeping to cheese making and olive growing. Forget wrestling monsters or hurling thunderbolts. Aristaeus got down to the nitty-gritty of everyday life, one beehive and olive grove at a time. In a world where gods typically obsessed over grandeur and power, Aristaeus was the countryside's quiet hero, weaving himself into the very fabric of rural Greek life. As the god of shepherds and useful arts, he was everyone's go-to deity for anything pastoral. Need to sweeten your wine? Thank Aristaeus for the honey. Looking to pair that bread with something decadent? His cheese-making skills have got you covered. And don't even get me started on that golden olive oil dressing your salad. It's practically his signature move. One notable tale involves Aristaeus learning the art of beekeeping from the nymphs, a skill that became critically important to ancient agriculture, given bees' role in pollination. Rather than sulk, he turned to the river god Peneus and his own mother for advice. The solution? Sacrifice a dozen cows and leave their carcasses in the sun, producing a swarm of bees from the rotting remains. Sounds gross, sure, but hey, it worked. An ancient lesson in resilience and making lemonade out of lemons, or, in this case, honey out of cow carcasses. So next time you drizzle honey over your yogurt or savor that extra virgin olive oil, give a nod to Aristaeus. In a pantheon filled with flashy miracles and epic quests, his down-to-earth contributions remind us of the quiet power of practicality and the divine in the everyday. He's the reason the simple pleasures of a well-spread table exist, and that's pretty epic in its own right. Imagine being the ultimate decision-maker, the one who holds the literal string of life in your hands. That was Atropos, the eldest and arguably the most feared of the three fates, also known as the Moirai. If Greek mythology were soap opera, Atropos would be the character with the ultimate plot twist up her sleeve, or, more accurately, her shears. In the cosmic weaving room of destiny, Atropos wasn't just any seamstress. She had the unenviable job of cutting the thread of life, marking the final chapter for every mortal. Talk about job pressure. Her scissors were the endgame, symbolizing the Greeks' deep-rooted belief in predestination and fate's unyielding march. Together with her sisters, Clotho, who spun the thread, and Lachesis, who measured it, Atropos formed the trio that dictated an individual's lifespan. While Clotho and Lachesis shaped and measured your life, Atropos was the one everyone hoped wouldn't pay too close a visit. She didn't have time for petty squabbles, power trips, or grandiose gestures. Her role was simple, stark, and final. When she snipped that thread, it was game over. No extra lives, no respawns. But let's give credit where it's due. Atropos wasn't some cold-hearted villain cackling over cut threads. Her role was a reminder of life's fragility and the natural order of things. It urged mortals to make the most of their allotted time, to appreciate each moment, flower and sunbeam. So, the next time you're on the fence about doing something daring or pursuing a dream, think of Atropos. Life is precious, and you never know when those sacred shears might be wielded. With Atropos watching over life's edge, Carpe Diem seems like wise advice indeed. Meet Brizo, the enigmatic goddess navigating the mysterious waters of dreams and the sea. If Greek mythology was a college campus, Brizo would be that cool professor who always seems to know more than she lets on, helping students, aka ancient Greek fishermen, during office hours, with cryptic yet life-saving advice. Worshipping Brizo was akin to having an ancient GPS for treacherous waters. Greek fishermen turned to her for guidance, seeking her prophetic wisdom to ensure safe voyages. Picture these tough seafarers making little boat-shaped offerings to Brizo, probably mumbling a quick prayer before heading out into the deep blue. It's not hard to imagine that they hoped her visions could spare them from a Poseidon-style temper tantrum at sea. Despite the minimal fanfare in mainstream mythology, Brizo wielded noteworthy influence. Imagine being the double-threat goddess governing both the subconscious mind and the unpredictable ocean. It's like she had access to the fisherman's nav system and their dream journals. A powerful combo, making sure their dreams didn't turn into shipping nightmares. In a world where the sea's whims could make or break livelihoods, Brizo's quiet prophecies were a beacon of hope. Anytime waves crashed a little too harshly, or the horizon seemed a bit too ominous, Greek fishermen likely found solace in the belief that Brizo had their backs, navigating both their reality and their dreams. So, next time you're by the sea, or caught in the profound layers of a dream, think of Brizo. This goddess might not headline myths, but her understated guiding presence continues to ripple through time, proving again that sometimes the quieter powers steer the most significant courses. Astraeus, the god who embodied dusk, crafted the delicate balance between day and night. Think of him as the stage manager for one of nature's most beautiful transitions, where sunlight slowly yields its hold to the encroaching dark. Astraeus captures the essence of twilight, that mystical in-between time when the sky blazes with hues that artists can only dream of replicating. As the husband of Eos, the goddess of dawn, Astraeus shared a family dynamic that bookended each day with his wife. Their children, the Anemoi, the gods of wind who create that dreamy breeze as the sun dips below the horizon. What makes Astraeus intriguing is his subtle, almost poetic role in everyday life. Imagine the relief of ancient Greeks after a long day of toil, glancing at the sky as Astraeus brought forth the comforting shades of evening. No grand entrances, no dramatic showdowns, just a quiet, reliable presence. Astraeus also embodied that introspective feeling dusk often brings, a time for reflection, for weighing the day's events and preparing for the mysteries of night. If you've ever caught yourself lost in thought as the sun sets, that's Astraeus whispering in your ear, guiding your mind through the day's curtain call. Despite his understated role, Astraeus holds a significant place in the natural order. He's the reason evening strolls feel so romantic, and why sunsets carry a hint of magic. Without his touch, the shift from day to night would be abrupt and jarring rather than the soft, gradual transformation it's meant to be. So, the next time you find yourself marveling at the twilight sky, or feeling a tad philosophical as the day slips away, give a nod to Astraeus. This light-handed deity ensures that every sunset is a work of art, proving that sometimes the most profound impacts come from the quietest forces. Imagine waking up every morning to the brilliant spectacle of a fiery chariot racing across the sky. No, it's not a new Netflix series. It's the daily routine of Helios, the Greek god of the sun. This radiant deity was the driving force behind the cycle of day and night that kept ancient Greek society ticking. From dawn's first light to the peaceful glow of evening, Helios's journey across the heavens defined the day's rhythm. He'd begin his ascent from the eastern edge of the world, journey across the sky to deliver daylight to the earth, a task more impressive than any of our morning commutes, and then descend into the western ocean at dusk, from where he'd be escorted back to his starting point to repeat the cycle the next day. Helios's role extended beyond just being a celestial luminary. His light was essential for life itself, supporting crops, warming the earth, and providing a schedule by which daily activities were synced. Farmers, sailors, and pretty much everyone counted on him to maintain this fiery routine. Let's just say, without Helios, ancient Greeks wouldn't have known when to plant their seeds or sail their ships. Despite his busy schedule, Helios got involved in classic mythological drama, like when his son Phaethon couldn't control his chariot's powerful horses, wreaking havoc in the sky and nearly causing a universal disaster until Zeus intervened. But Helios's contributions were reasons for gratitude among gods and humans alike. His dependable trek across the skyline embodied reliability and nurturing warmth, a daily reminder of the steadfast glow that illuminated their world. So, the next time you see the sun rise or admire a stunning sunset, give a little mental high five to Helios. Thanks to his tireless celestial commute, ancient Greeks thrived, and rituals of everyday life found their rhythm. Nyx, the enigmatic goddess of the night, holds sway over darkness with a mystique that's mesmerizing. Born from chaos, Nyx is the embodiment of the night itself, making her one of the oldest and most powerful deities. Imagine the gravitas needed to represent the very concept of night. Nyx pulls it off with the ease of someone who's been draping the world in darkness since the dawn of time. With her long flowing hair and robes woven from stardust and whispers of the cosmos, Nyx personified the beauty and terror of the night. She could wrap the world in calm and serenity, or cloak it in the deepest, unsettling shadows. Her presence was a meditative silence, the kind that makes you ponder your place in the universe. Nyx is the ultimate celestial matriarch, giving birth to deities like Hypnos, god of sleep, Thanatos, god of death, Moros, doom, the Hesperides, Nemesis, retribution. It's like Nyx set up her own pantheon, each offspring embodying an essential human condition. For the ancient Greeks, Nyx's darkness wasn't just the absence of light. It was a realm filled with potential, mystery, and the raw power of the unknown. She's the reason midnight strolls carry an air of both beauty and danger, and why the blanket of night feels like both a comfort and a curtain hiding untold secrets. Nyx teaches us that darkness isn't something to fear, but a beautiful, intricate part of existence. So next time you find yourself staring up at the starry night, feeling that tug of mystery and awe, remember Nyx. She's the silent guardian of the night, the one who makes sure that each sunset is followed by a night full of dreams, whispers, and the magic of the universe. In the grand narrative of Greek mythology, every god and goddess has their place and purpose. Whether it's Helios lighting up our days or Nyx wrapping us in night's embrace, these deities remind us of life's rhythm and beauty. So next time you encounter a sunrise or feel the calm of dusk, remember these ancient figures who continue to influence our world in subtle yet profound ways.